Hello. On this day 30 years ago, Friday no wait, that's the wrong bloody month. Just as well, I'm going to have to think about that one. There's stuff on there I don't know if I want to disclose. Where are we? Okay then, Wednesday 20th of June 1984. I went fishing down Parsnham and caught 3 days. We had... what? Oh, computer studies and maths exams today. I managed to borrow Missile Command. It's bloody ace. Struggling to read my handwriting. Computer studies and maths. Computer studies. I ultimately got an E in that, believe it or not. When we started doing computer studies, it was a new lesson. We were the first year to have learned computer studies as a formal lesson in that school. And the teacher knew less about the subject than the pupils, which was kind of disconcerting. He was learning it as he went along, reading from the book. He had the book with the answers, so he was able to just kind of wing it. And for CSE, which we initially started on, that was fair enough. But then he decided, okay, we're doing all right at this, we'll do O-level then. At which point it was very clear to me that he was out of his depth. And as a pupil, to me, going to a lesson where the teacher was not capable of delivering the lesson, I saw no reason to keep going. So I stopped going. Me making an appearance in a computer studies lesson became a very rare thing. And that, not just that, but the lesson itself seemed stupid, because at that time we had lots of computers there. We had a really good network of Link 480Zs hooked up to a big Winchester hard drive, and it was good stuff, and you could program them in BASIC. Fine. Functional, if, I guess, underpowered thing. But we were learning a programming language as part of computer studies in like non-practical. You know, if you were going to do practical and use the computer, you programmed it in BASIC. But while we were learning theory, we weren't learning BASIC. We were learning this language that didn't exist. It was a theoretical language that no computer ever used, or had ever used, or would ever use. I can't remember what it was called, but it was all like load accumulator to so and so. Then, I mean, there wasn't it was so low level, but it was pointless. The commands, it was to teach you the principles of programming. I get that. But why not teach the principles of programming using a language that exists when you've got computers there ready to be programmed? It was stupid. And when we were learning about data storage, there we were in our computer room. We had a big Winchester hard drive. We had loads of floppy drives on each individual computer. 5.5-inch job is, but nevertheless. You know, we were onto magnetic storage. So when we were doing theory, what did they teach us about? Punch cards and paper tape and batch processing, for Christ's sake. And all of this was part of the lesson, and I decided this is bullshit. The lesson is shite and irrelevant to modern computing as it was then. It was worthless. And the teacher didn't know what he was doing anyway, so I stopped going. And when it came to do the O-level, I got an E, because I hadn't been to any of the lessons and learned any of the irrelevant nonsense. Now, I suppose in retrospect it might have been useful to have the qualification. It would have been worthless, the stuff that I had learnt or would have learned to achieve it, but I guess I didn't look at the bigger picture. What you've learned was kind of irrelevant. The piece of paper with the score on it mattered more. But I didn't look at it that way. I figured if I was going to spend my time learning something, it better be something useful and worthwhile. Otherwise, I wasn't going to waste my time. So there you are. That was computer studies back then. Yeah. Played Missile Command. Well, that was just speaks for itself. It's excellent. It was on the 2600. Went fishing down Parsnham. Caught 3 dace. Yeah. Dace. About like that. They're kind of meh. But Nice to catch something. Parsnam's a funky place. It's supposed to be very haunted. Something about Bobby Bannister and numerous other workers being thrown into the mill. Yeah, they go along, they've worked in the fields or whatever, or in the mill, and they come along to the boss, want to be paid, and he threw them in the mill, and they drowned. Apparently, there was a water wheel there. The river still flows under the building. Supposed to be haunted. Meh, don't know. Never saw a ghost. Rode round there on motorbikes in the middle of the night when it was very foggy. That was quite scary. Mainly because there was a sharp hairpin bend. The cars would come around quite quickly, and if it was foggy you couldn't see diddly. Yeah. Anyway, that's that. 30 years ago today. Thank you for watching.